So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So, I guess nobody wants to take your boy fishing. I've been talking about fishing for a minute. You know what I mean? Even my son said the other day, he's like, Dad, because we went one time for my birthday, we went on like this little chartered fishing little experience. So he said the other day, he's like, you know what? I want to go back. So I'm like, you know what? Me too. So we're going to set us up a little fishing trip. But anyway, man, you know, you always hear these crazy stories about people catching something or this amazing or this crazy thing they pulled out of the water. I'm hoping to see a little bit of that in this video. I can't lie. So this video is fishermen captured what no one was supposed to see. All right, so if you're new, hit that subscribe button, join the fam, and let's go.
Folks love to take part in to get away from the world's problems, get some peace and quiet, and on occasion be scared to death. These wild moments caught on film are enough to make anyone jump out of their shoes if they've witnessed them in real time. That's why it's always good to have a camera rolling, because you never know what might happen on the water. "15 most shocking fishing moments in the world."
What was that?
Number 15. Painted fish. Is this the sequel to the psychedelic movie Avatar? Or what? Images of this vibrantly colored fish that looks too flat.
I'm gonna venture out to say, and I don't know nothing about it, but I wouldn't eat that. Any fish looking like that, kind of a clownfish looking color, you gonna eat that, your eyes gonna roll back, you're gonna start seeing things, you're gonna go through a trippy experience. Don't eat that.
Flashy to be real have gone viral, prompting many to ask if it was the result of too much digital editing. A flashy fish that almost looked painted. Are fish supposed to even look like this? Turns out, yes. The painted looking fish is apparently known as a kinubella in Japan and surge wrasse in the Western world. The footage shows the alien looking fish in all its splendor, leaving many viewers with their mouths wide open at the thought that such a creature actually exists. Ever since the original images of the fish were posted, it's received hundreds of thousands of likes and retweets. People just can't get over how alien it looks, with many claiming that it belongs in a James Cameron movie. The surge wrasse, as its name suggests, is found in the surge zone of outer reef flats and on the reef margins of coral and rocky reefs. It's normally found in depths of less than 33 feet. It lives in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, where it inhabits reefs and rocky coastlines. Despite its toxic looking color, the surge wrasse is edible, although it's of a minor importance to commercial fisheries and more valuable as an aquarium.
Yo, when I was a kid, I used to watch, like, every now and then, you can't find nothing to watch on TV, so you be scrolling, and you come across one of them, like, sports fishing channels, and you just stop right there just for it, and then you see them grab something huge out of water, and then them throw it back, and you be like, yo, as a fish lover, as a person who loves, like, fried fish, baked fish, you see them throw a big fish back, you're like, yo, that would have been good to eat. But in this case right here, this fish, you know, I'm going up against what I would normally say, but I'm throwing that back.
Fish. Now, let's get ready for today's open discussion. Is it just us, or does the idea of fishing for snakes sound a little outrageous? Often large numbers of sea snakes are caught by accident. Ocean animals that are accidentally caught in fishermen's nets like this are called bycatch. In the Indian Ocean in particular, sea snakes often fall victim to the fishing industry. Fishermen will catch the snakes while putting out nets meant to catch fish, and the snakes are either tangled up or trapped in the nets, leading to casualties. Both eels and sea snakes are edible, but you must handle the latter with care because of their poisonous bites. The heart, blood, intestinal wall, and liver of most fish are edible, and if that's the case, these fishermen won't have to worry about going hungry anytime soon. Would you eat a sea snake?
Not at all, and definitely not that many. Oh, they can have the whole boat.
Comment below and let the world know. Use the hashtag open discussion when you do. You want to know a little secret? If you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell, you'll have superpowers for the rest of your life. So what are you waiting for? Time to fly. Number 14. Fish with claws. Behold the fish crab. a hybrid of two different species. In biology, a hybrid is the offspring resulting from combining the qualities of two organisms of different breeds, varieties, or species. At first viewing of this unusual video, most of us might be thinking that fish have claws like a crab, but when you get a closer look, your second thought might be, fish are not supposed to have pincers like a crab. That observation brings about the other possibility. What if an unknown hybrid species actually did exist? Or is this boat in some sort of fishing twilight zone where life as we know it is?
So basically a fish and a crab got it on in an ocean. And this is the offspring? This is crazy, man. This is definitely messing up the ecosystem, man.
Is a little twisted, and this fish crab has no time for this person with the paddle. It almost looks as if the fish is just holding these legs like a weapon. Hybrids are not always a mix between their
Where does this like land in the food chain? Where is this? Where do you put this?
parents. In genetics, attention is focused on the number of chromosomes. In taxonomy, a key question is how closely related the parent species are. Whatever gave birth to this bizarre mashup is clearly not compatible, and a mix and match like this may threaten many species with extinction. Let's hope it's just some sort of weird viral punk where humans have fastened some crab legs to a frustrated fish. That would be cruel for the sake of some likes. Number 13. Man swallows fish. This is not your average day fishing or an average day as a doctor. A man had a 7-inch long fish removed from his throat after suffering a freak fishing accident. The 24-year-old angler from Colombia in South America was fishing for food for his family. After having a successful first catch, he threw the fishing line back into the water and soon realized another fish had bit his bait. Not knowing what to do, the man decided to keep the first catch in his mouth while he reeled in the second one. However, the moment he placed the fish in his mouth, it moved to try and free itself and ended up lodged in the young man's throat. Whoops! He admitted himself to the hospital and for obvious reasons was unable to explain the situation. The medical staff conducted an X-ray inspection and realized he was choking on a fish. It wasn't a pretty picture. Grim video shows the quick medical procedure as the medical staff examines the foreign object with a pair of forceps. Seconds later, he pulls out a bloodied fish covered in saliva. The fisherman was kept in hospital over the weekend to remain under observation, but there had been no reports of him suffering serious injury.
What? Yeah, bruh. Like what made you? Okay, note to self, so I don't never do nothing that crazy. Could you imagine?
Number 12. Fire fishing. Taiwan is home to many intriguing local customs and traditions, but none capture the imagination quite as much as fire fishing. For hundreds of years, fishermen in Taiwan have been catching sardines with the help of fiery sticks. The fish are so attracted to the light that they jump out of the water and into the nets of the fishermen. For 3 months of the year, local fishermen spend up to 6 hours each night playing with fire. Using a mix of chemicals, they light fires at the end of bamboo sticks, enabling them to attract sardines in their thousands. The number of boats using the traditional fire fishing method in Taiwan has fallen though. The remaining fishermen have a seasonal window from May to July when they can catch sardines using fire, a practice that dates back hundreds of years. It's as simple as it is mesmerizing. Fishing boats head out to sea during the night and light up a bamboo stick covered with sulfuric soil at one end to create the bright flame. The sulfur dissolves in the water and the gas produced then flashes with fire. Drawn to the light spectacle, sardines jump out of the water by the hundreds at a time and end up in the fishermen's nets. A good night of fishing might yield a haul of 3 to 4 tons of sardines for each boat. Number 11. Mongolian Fishing Festival. If you want to catch some fish, make a festival of it. That's exactly what they did in Mongolia a long time ago. Chagan Lake is the only place in which the oldest of Mongolian fishing methods is preserved. The lake set a Guinness World Record of a single net that yielded 230,400 pounds of fish.
Is anything left in there? 230,000 fish, bro. Did y'all leave any for anybody else? Fam!
In 2006 and broke its own record with 371,500 pounds of fish in 2009. Fishermen first drill many holes through the thick ice and then use these holes to carefully position a mile-long net under the ice. This net and its catch are then hauled out of the largest hole. This lake is the best place to do it. The name Chagan is from Mongolian, meaning sacred, pure, or white, so the lake is often referred to as the Sacred Lake of Holy Water Lake by local people. The lake is known as one of China's 10 top freshwater lakes and is known for this traditional winter fishing that dates back to prehistoric times. On the first day of the festival, the locals hold an interesting ceremony. They perform a religious dance, read Buddhist scriptures, sing eulogies, drink wine, and so on. The fishermen place many articles of tribute.
Well, fam, it's working. Whatever they doing, it's working. That's 300 and something thousand fish at one time, bro. Like, I don't see how they keep doing it. It shouldn't be nothing left
on the ice to pray for a good harvest of fish. The annual winter fishing festival is held to keep this ancient tradition alive. Number 10. Sewer fish. Who knew you could fish in a sewer? The Fish Whisperer does. A Texas teen turned urban fisherman passes his time catching fish in the craziest way possible. His neighborhood's sewer system. The latest video features the teen reeling in a large fish from a storm water drain. He baited a hook with some hot dog or fish pieces, then left the line overnight with a cork on the end to hold it in place. The next day he went to check and he can be seen reeling in the line, then laying down and reaching into the drain. Astonishingly, he pulls a wriggling fish from the hook and displays it to the camera. It's just one of his many catches from the drainage system in the area, which he estimates a number of about 200. Sewer fishing in the suburbs might be considered a new trend. Whether it's a new trend or a reinvention, fishing in the gutter is catching on. He's caught catfish, perch, and bass using his hands and even his mouth, as he's even lured a turtle in this fashion. Fishermen often travel to great lengths to catch a prized fish, but as often the case,
how many of y'all knew this was a thing, bro? How many of y'all? I never. The only thing I thought was down there was Pennywise, bro. Like, what? I never really sewer fishing. Nah, no. I didn't think that.
Tend to ignore what's right in our backyards. Your local storm drain could be the source of your next big catch. Number 9. Gotta catch 'em all. This is another great way to make fishing fun, especially because this lake in Africa is a rarity in a country comprised mostly of the Sahara Desert, which undoubtedly lends
Bro, this is like Hunger Games, like something like, what is this?
itself to its importance and sacredness. Once a year, locals rush the sacred Ntogo Lake in Mali, West Africa, armed with baskets, feverishly hoping for a big catch. Fishermen file into the lake to grab whatever they can during the short-lived Ntogo fishing frenzy. During the dry season here, legend has it that a young woman discovered the lake and its miraculous fish, which started the surge of ritual fishing in the desert pool. People crowd around the lake, young and old, armed with cone-shaped fishing baskets and other handmade tools to catch the fish. All of a sudden, 400 bare-chested men jump wildly into the lake, grabbing whatever they can. About 15 minutes later, a gunshot marks the end of the ritual. Although the lake is sacred, within minutes, the Dogon fishermen empty the lake of all its inhabitants. But as you can see, the fish are easily caught in the shrunken lake. Regardless, the Ntogo festival is a spectacle like no other. All fish captured are put into a leather bag and given to the oldest wise man in the community, who will ensure proper distribution among all villages. Number 8. Buddhist lobster liberation. Hundreds of lobsters avoided being boiled alive thanks to a group of Buddhist monks from Prince Edward Island. The monks bought the lobsters, 600 pounds worth of them, solely with the intention of returning them to their rightful home in the ocean. Before taking them back onto the sea, the monks held a ceremony where they prayed and chanted to the Buddha of compassion. Before the release, they also blessed the lobsters with purified water and later gently removed the bands that bound their claws. For the monks, the effort was an incredibly thoughtful approach toward raising awareness about other beings and how precious their lives are, while showing just how easy it could be to be compassionate. They might not have made a direct call for change, but their actions made it virtually impossible not to reconsider how our behavior is affecting individual animals and entire other species, who continue to be used for food, clothing, and entertainment, especially for species like lobsters who aren't all cute and fluffy. A spokesman for the monks who were involved in the mission told reporters that the purpose of the effort was to cultivate compassion for all living beings. Number 7. Noodling surprise. For a fishing line and some bait, you don't even need a boat to catch the big one. Noodling is fishing for catfish using one's bare hands and is practiced primarily in the southern United States.
We always talk, how many times we done told y'all, man? I just don't see the just sticking your hand blindly in something. I watched this one video, dude was like, oh, it's pretty deep in there. I'm gonna just stick my leg in and see what I can. No.
States, the noodler places their hand inside a discovered catfish hole in order to catch the fish. The term noodling, although today used primarily towards the capture of flathead catfish, can and has been applied to all hand fishing methods, regardless of the method of species of fish sought. The origin of the term is unknown. Like in this TikTok video, most noodlers have spotters who help them bring the catfish in, either to shore or to their boat. Of course, noodling in pairs is considered important for safety and also makes it more of a social activity, with noodling partners often forming long-term partnerships. Although the concept of catching fish with
Bro, I can only imagine what type of fight that is.
only the use of the arm
Yo, catfish are strong, man.
in the water is simple, the process of noodling is more complicated. To begin, a noodler goes underwater and places their hand inside a discovered catfish hole. If all goes as planned, the catfish will swim forward.
You heard what he said, right? If all goes as planned. So much can happen in between that if all goes as planned. Like, a lot of wrong can happen.
And latch into the fisherman's hand, usually as a defensive maneuver, in order to try to escape the hole. Due to concerns over the safety of the noodlers and the sustainability of fish populations, the technique is illegal in some states. Number 6. Tiny fish. Sometimes bigger isn't better. Microfishing is essentially fishing for smaller microfish. What exactly counts as a microfish is up for debate. Some may say it's anything smaller than a panfish. Others might say it's any fish of a certain length. For our purposes, let's just say that microfishing means targeting fish that are too small to be reliably pursued with what might be called standard fishing tackle. It has its origins in an old Japanese tradition where anglers would enjoy fishing for micro-sized fish called bitterling, known as tanago in Japan. This ancient pastime is now practiced and kept alive by modern anglers as a way to learn the traditions of their ancestors and to reconnect with nature. There seems to be a notion among anglers that fishing for small fish is easy, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Very often targeting a smaller fish is more difficult, and you can learn something too. These multi-species anglers enjoy the challenge of catching new species and learning about native fish diversity. It's a great way to challenge yourself, learn about the wild fish living in your local watersheds, and even just relax and enjoy being in nature. See, size doesn't matter in the art of fishing. Number 5. Snow bear. Long ago are the days of freezing your behind around a hole on the ice or hauling a fish cabin onto a frozen lake. This is the ultimate all-in-one snow fishing vehicle that every ice fisherman needs. A snow bear is an ice fishing machine. It traverses over snow-covered lakes where many other vehicles would not be able to go. Once a fishing location is chosen, all the operator has to do is lift the lid on one of these several portholes in the floor, drill a hole through the ice below, and then use the vehicle's hydraulic system to lower the snow bear onto the ice. If a chosen fishing spot,
Now that's definitely the way I would love to do it. In a vehicle where I can keep very, very warm. It's sit down, I'm comfortable, and if you open a little hole out, just drill into. I'm with that. Now, only thing is I'm nervous about how much this thing weigh and if this ice could support the weight. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, this is the way I like to do it.
use the vehicle's hydraulic system to lower the snow bear onto the ice. If a chosen fishing spot isn't producing as well as an ice fisherman would like, the solution is simple. With a snow bear, just pull up the fishing lines, close the portholes, and move to another location. Within minutes, ice anglers can be fishing a new spot, and as many ice fishermen know, mobility can be the key to keeping up with schools of fish. It's instant
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
ice
about.
fishing.
Still too cold though, but that makes it a little better.
And a mobile comfort. Electronics showing what's happening under the ice are located on the dash or any other place a snow bear owner would choose. Padded chairs can be moved from one location to another. This is a fully enclosed and heated ice fishing machine that gets you from fishing hole to fishing hole with ease and comfort. Number 4. Indoor fishing. So, if you suggested indoor fishing to a typical fisherman, they'd probably think you were nuts. But think about it. There are very good reasons to move your fishing skills inside. The first bonus, anything that gives the tradition of fishing a boost has to be welcomed. This certainly does that by getting people fishing who may not at first be interested in dangling bait in the cold. Secondly, visitors to a center like this get a rundown on aquatic life, fish breeding, fauna, and lots of other outdoor things that affect fishing. And that's something many anglers will have a blind spot to. Thirdly, if any of those who land a fish indoors catch the fishing bug, they'll swell angling ranks and also give a boost to the tackle trade along the way. Pretty cool, right? But there has to be a downside. The first reaction to this unusual angling is that fishing is not an indoor pastime. Regular fishing is about getting on the bank, reading natural surroundings, enjoying birds and wildlife and the fresh air. But hey, nothing is perfect. This offers a safe environment in a beautiful, tranquil setting, creating a relaxing and therapeutic environment for people people of all skills or disabilities to re-engage with the natural world and maybe make some fisherman friends. Number 3, grass fishing. It's amazing how many ways you can catch fish, but we didn't see this coming. You can actually fish in some grassy areas around the world, as you can see.
I be seeing these little clips where they'll like pour something in a little hole, whether it be soda, something, just crazy things. And these fish it start bubbling, and these fish just start hopping out. You know what I mean? I've seen this like clips on like social media.
This fisherman actually carves out some muddy holes, and the pits literally act as a trap for grass carp. They can grow large and are strong fighters on a rod and reel, but because of their vegetarian habits, they can be difficult to catch. But after wiping away some excess grass, this guy has quite a few fishy friends to take home. Grass carp have been introduced to many countries around the world. They're known to have spawned and established self-producing populations in only 6 of the many larger northern hemisphere rivers into which they've been stocked. Their failure to establish populations in other rivers suggests they have quite specific reproductive requirements. They appear to be doing fine wherever this person is catching them. In the United States, the species was first imported in 1963 from Taiwan and Malaysia to aquaculture facilities in Alabama and Arkansas, but the first release is believed to have been an accidental escape in 1966. But hey, if they're swimming through your front lawn or your backyard, you might as well catch them. No boat or beach required. Number 2. Piranha Haul. The roots of piranha go all the way back to 25.
I ain't playing with no piranha, fam. I'm not. You accidentally trip, fall, slip into the water. Bro. Yeah, I ain't playing with it. No.
Million years ago.
It's a hard no. And then look at the way he putting them in a boat.
With the modern piranha, the one we know today, has been around for nearly 2 million years. They're relatively small in size, ranging on average from 5 to 14 inches. The reputation as a predator makes them one of the most feared fish in the world. But believe it or not, piranha are actually also a dish you can eat. Piranha are an important source of food in the wetlands of Brazil, and it's actually a practical way of catching them because their teeth can destroy fishermen's nets and they're risky to extract when tangled. And using just a piece of meat, this fishing fiend is going to have a piranha feast. Just look at how many of these little devils he's hauling in.
You better hope they don't jump up and catch one of his toes.
Piranha are freshwater fish infamous for their very sharp triangular shaped teeth and strong jaws that produce a forceful bite. Have you ever seen the scary movie of the same name? Not only are they a popular sight to see while traversing around the Amazon, but piranha fishing is a well-liked activity to do as well. They can be found in multiple places in South America. Tropical rivers and streams are liked by piranha, and your best bet to find one is in murky or muddy waters, if you dare. Number 1. Skateboard fishermen. Some things are just too insane to be explained by science, and what you're about to see is one of them. A shaggy, topless skateboarder from Montreal, Canada has wowed thousands of people with a ridiculous stunt that ends with something astonishing: catching a big, juicy fish. Not bad, right? First, he jumps up onto a rail with his board, but gravity soon takes over, and he slides towards the water. With a great big splash, he crashes beneath the waves. It all looks like a little Wet n Wild fun on a sunny hot day. But wait, he doesn't emerge from the water depressed, deflated, or annoyed as one would expect. He pops his head up holding a massive flailing, flopping fish and 3 feet long. The most popular species caught in this part of Canada are smallmouth bass, northern pike, and walleye. Local regulations govern when you can fish, the max size of the fish you can keep, how many fish you can keep, and more. But all this skateboarder needed was some railing abilities and his bare hands to catch dinner. And there's no way he could get run over by a car fishing like this. Now, being run over by a boat, that's another story. Needless to say, this video of skateboard fishing glory went viral. This guy seems really stoked about his unusual abilities. See? Fishing is a fun, fantastic way to spend your time. But who knew there were so many ways to get the job done? Some a little crazier than others, but that's what makes it interesting. So stick around, there's more great videos where that...
Yeah. I don't know, man. The ice fishing seemed pretty interesting. I ain't too happy about the snakes being caught in the net. The one where they caught 300 and something thousand fish is amazing. All those people storming into the water looking like Hunger Games. That was crazy. Like, it's several different ways, man. I just want to do the old-fashioned, normal way of fishing, man. Go to a lake or a pond. You know what I mean? A bank. Give me a little chair, reel and rod, some bait, cast it out there, and relax. Couple drinks. You know what I mean? That's all I need. That's what I want to do. Yeah, you know? it could all be so simple for me, man. So I'm thinking about a fishing trip coming up. So, but y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And yeah, man, stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.